Hi guys, and happy weekend. So I hope that everybody had an awesome Leo new moon. I know that I did, and then the energy just went flop in the middle of the week. But hey, it happens, whatever. We're not supposed to always be rainbows and butterflies. But here we are, and we just entered Virgo season. So if you're a Virgo, happy birthday, right? And today we are taking a look at the energy for the week of August 24th. But like I say, if you happen to run into this reading and we're not in the week of August 24th, the message will still apply because there's a reason why you found this reading today, right? So hair talk, as we usually do, starting on September 1st, it will be 5 months since I started growing out my hair. As you guys know, I shaved it completely off in January for the new year, and I left it like that all the way till April 1st, and then April 1st I just said, okay, I'm gonna let it grow for a whole year. I'm not going to shape it, I'm not going to dye it. So this is where we are, and basically what I've been doing is I clip my back. So there's all of these clips in the back because it's entering the mullet stage, right? And I tuck my hair on the side behind my ear, and then I literally just blow dry my hair straight up and put a little bit of play powder in there, as well as a little bit of hairspray. And it doesn't go anywhere. And my hair's really thick too, so it's like the wind can blow and my hair's not going anywhere. So this is the style that I'm doing. I've been literally trying to do a new style every week because it grows so fast. And I'm actually digging this one. I would actually kind of get it cut like this and leave it like that, but like I said, I'm going to hold my horses for a whole year. So that's that, and let's go ahead and get started. Let me show you guys what we have going on today. As you guys know, I'm not really a fan of using tarot cloths. Sometimes you'll see a cloth, sometimes I use a vintage Ouija board to pull the cards out in, and that board is actually wood. Sometimes I'll use a humongous crystal slabs. Lately, I've been working with just a wooden table. There's some kind of magic that happens when we lay our cards flat with nothing in between the element and the cards. Now, we have all of our primal crystals on the table. You've seen little snippets of this guy on Instagram. I'm obsessed. He was actually for sale for a while in our live crystal page. And I literally had told Josh, if nobody buys this thing, it's coming to me. And now it's mine. So we have 2 ammonites for that primal energy. We have some Zambia citrine straight from Zambia, Africa. This is amazing for womb healing to really tap you into your clear cognizant and really bring in that balance. And then we have this amazing shamanic dream quartz, which I've named the Pachamama. And this is the guy that's going to help us enhance our messages today. Now, for the deck that we're using today, this is done by the Killer Pancake Illustrations on Instagram, and this particular deck is called the Bridge Witches Tarot deck, and I am obsessed. I accidentally ran into their page one day. I saw like an ad, I think it was, and I never pay attention to ads, but there was something about this deck that I really needed it, right? So let's go ahead and get started. We are doing our collective reading for the week of August 24th. And just like I always said, because we're working as a collective, take what speaks to you and leave what doesn't, right? And basically, we are just taking a look at the guidance next week. Astrologically speaking, we have a lot of complications headed our way, but at the same time, in those complications is where we always find growth. You guys know that I'm all about the shadow work. I'm all about, you know, I'm mostly shadow. I love the love and light, but I love the sazon that we get from really working and going deep into our shadow. So let's go ahead and take a look at the cards for this coming week. And what we're going to do is we're going to start with that first one. So the Seven of Cups kind of makes sure that next week you really want to have your feet planted on the ground. You may feel a lot of nostalgia. You may almost have this feeling or this desperation of wanting things to be back to normal. This makes perfect sense with the way that everything has been happening. You want to, though, be very careful with even wanting to be too much in the past or worrying too much about the future. In energy, we know that the past is a whole different portal. It's already happened, so it's no longer there. we visit our past for our lesson, for the wisdom, for our chaos that we've been through. We see our growth. We start worrying a lot about the future many, many times, but we know that the future is not even real because it's not here yet. So what we see here is feeling this desperation, almost like, oh my gosh, like I just want to break free, right? So you definitely want to go with the flow next week. You don't want to just, put a mask on and be like, da 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 da. Feel your emotions. Allow yourself to be vulnerable, because what I'm seeing is, the more pressure that we put into ourselves, thinking about how things were and things, we're going to lose touch with the present, right? So definitely next week, take a look at your emotions. If you're having an extra emotional day, make sure that you're bringing extra nurture into your life. A lot of times you're carrying many other people's burdens within you, and you start neglecting yourself. The next week is definitely a week where you want to make yourself a priority. Now, when we take a look at the next one, what we're seeing here is the 8 of cicadas. So let's go ahead and zoom in a little bit. Oh my gosh. As you see, my camera skills are not the best, but let's go ahead and zoom into that card. And basically, what we see with the 8 of cicadas, that message is basically, don't just watch things happen. This is the card that says, instead of watching things happen or thinking about you wanting to do these things, go ahead and make it happen. You don't have to have it all together. You don't need to have your shit together. You don't need to even know where you're going. Just kind of learn as you go. This is going to be like this thing that you're going to be feeling, that you're like, I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready. Stop waiting for the right moment. Stop waiting for the right time. If you feel it within you, it is definitely the right moment, right? Basically, it's not about knowing how much our hustle will pay off, right? It's not about the overnight success. It's literally saying, yes, you can fail. But in that failure, if we fail, there's also wisdom. And the whole thing about life is failing and going through the lows of life, but still getting back up. And you definitely have that energy within you. So what if I take a leap, and what if I fail? Well, honey, you're going to stand up and you're going to try it again, right? Just make sure that you stop daydreaming and just make it happen. Nobody has their shit together. It doesn't matter what they tell you. Nobody has their shit together. It's all an act, right? But they just start somewhere. So start somewhere and definitely just start making it happen. What we see here is, following the 8 of cicadas, we're seeing the 6 of cicadas. So what we're seeing with this is finding balance. And definitely right now this week between work and your time off, right? So basically what this is you may be working too hard, you may be focusing on something too much, and it's bringing this unbalance, right? And yes, we have responsibilities, and yes, we have bills to pay and all of this stuff. But the thing about the 6 of cicadas is, let's not take on too much. You definitely don't want to take on too much next week. As you can see, we definitely want to work on finding balance. Next week is all about balance. Next week is all about taking a leap. But in order for me to take the leap into something that I actually want to do, I can't be giving all my energy to work. The 6 of cicadas says the same thing when it comes to people. Set some boundaries. There might be someone around you who requires a lot of energy and a lot of attention. And this is something that you want to kind of be careful with this particular person. If this is a person or a situation in your life, just kind of really trust your gut about it. There might be something off about them. There might be showing up in your life for reasons, for themselves. So they might be pretending to be one way, but it's almost like your gut already knows that this person, it's not who they say to be. So definitely keep in mind that energy. But what we're seeing definitely as a whole for next week, if we were to pull out one more card, yeah, let's go ahead and pull out one last card as a whole, right? So what we want to do now is we want to bring that Rider-Waite. I always get asked, I have almost 1,000 decks at the moment, and I always get asked, what are your favorite decks? I would say the Rider-Waite is one of my top 3. I have most of the Rider-Waite, but I like this borderless one. So for next week, yes, we are feeling it next week. As a whole, what we're going to be feeling is this energy of like, I'm over it. I don't want to do this. And that goes a lot with the 7 of Cups. So when the 4 of Cups shows up, get out of your routine, but do not be afraid to be still. Do not be afraid to be in that stillness where you are, because a lot of times we're programmed into thinking that we have to constantly be doing things in order to feel successful or like we're going somewhere. But next week is really all about, if I sit in this spot for 13 hours and all that I did was eat, maybe not the best foods, and watch shows. I don't know about you guys, but I'm addicted to like the Caribbean life, like HGTV. I'm old, you know, but it is what feels good to me. Sometimes we have to get out of that mindset that in order for me to move forward and do progress, I constantly have to be creating and doing stuff. Sometimes all you need to do is sit in that boredom, sit in that stillness, and allow the inspiration to come through. A lot of times we're filling up ourselves with noise and things to do, even though we know that we're exhausted. So you can see we have some really, really good energy for next week. It's gonna be a test, especially if you guys are like me, where it's like, I need to do something, I can't sit here. But sometimes the best lessons come when we are literally sitting on our stillness. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this. I will see you all next week. Thank you guys for your love and support. You guys are amazing. We've all grown old together. I know some of you have been following me for like 20 something years. Hence before the gray, before the wrinkles. But yeah, so if you guys want a reading, we are basically almost done. We still have a few spots for January. I know it is a long wait. I know many people ask, why are you booked so long? I've been doing this for a while. And I have a lot of people just book a whole year in advance. So readings will be on sale next week for $35, all right? So you save anywhere from $10 to $20. And all pint candles will be back on for $20. And you can find all of the magic over at my shop at www.lightwitchtarotshop.com. I think I said that wrong. lightwitchtarotshop.com. There we go. I'll learn how to talk a little bit of English. I have an awful accent, so it's like sometimes people are like, where are you from? So I will see you guys all next weekend. Lots of love and light to you, and a little bit of sprinkle of shadow sasson, and I will see you all next week. So lots of love and light to you all. I love you, and blessed be. Bye-bye.